Got a long list of projects. You can come along and follow along as we do these projects. First on the list is to get all the straw around our potatoes. We have our potatoes in the ground. We need to get straw around them. We have some kittens coming in tomorrow, so I need to build some kind of structure for them, keep them out of the elements, keep them away from our dogs. I'm sure we'll get into other things, so it's gonna be a fun weekend. We got a lot to do.
Do you see the 4-leaf clover? I was just walking over to meet Ryan and I stepped on it, so it's a little squished, but I saw it as I was walking over there. Hey Ryan,
Yeah.
I found something for you.
Thanks. A special flower.
A 4-leaf clover.
I see. That's awesome. I got all that finished. It's starting to rain, starting to thunder, so I'm gonna go on in, get some dinner. Getting some dinner. We have a lot of nice lettuce coming up. We've really been enjoying eating it lately, so we got dinner. Part of dinner.
I'm here just off our back stoop, and I have a big flat of starts of different types of flowers that I'm planning on putting in the ground today, just right here around this area. We have the gardenia bush here, and there's my hydrangea bush. Then I have 3 dahlia tubers that are just starting to come up there in the middle. This is where the tulip and hyacinth bulbs were, but those have since died off. So now I'm gonna put some annuals here that I started from seed. These are all pretty small at the moment, but I think once I get them into the ground, they'll take off. These are 2 rows of straw flower, which I sowed pretty thickly. I'm gonna separate those. Then I have some amaranth. Then this is pampas plume, as well, sowed pretty thickly, so we'll see how it does separating out. Then this is aster. This is kind of an apricot peachy color. Some of these got pretty sunburned because I had these out hardening off with my other vegetable plants. Then I have 2 thyme here, which I'll stick the thyme somewhere else, I think. And then looks like these were supposed to be stevia, but they didn't germinate. And I'm not 100% positive what these are. Those are mystery plant. We have some sage, and then a very tiny little cilantro that didn't really make it. So I'm gonna plant the pampas plume, then we're gonna do the aster, and then the straw flowers in front of that. And I'm kind of doing 2 pampas plume and then an aster in the middle because their heights are similar from what I remember. I'm not 100% positive how tall they get. You can see I have the line of pampas plumes kind of following the arch here, and I did green, red as I went around. So in between these 2, I put my hole here for the aster. And then I will do a straw flower kind of like here, so that they're staggered. I spray painted these 2 flower pots the other day. These were actually free flower pots that the owner of our previous home had left when they moved. So we had taken these to our new house here, and we spray painted them black to make them look a little nicer. And I've put them here by our back stoop door, and I've planted some herbs in it. Let me show you what I've planted. In this first pot here, we have strawberry mint, pineapple mint, and this is called a mojito mint mix. And then this is marvelous mint. I wanted to give mint its own container so that it doesn't spread and take over the whole garden. Then in this other pot here, we have some sage, dill, rosemary, parsley, and thyme. And since we're on the herb theme, I have a container here of different basil varieties as well. While I have a few minutes, I'm also gonna put some sunflowers into the ground. This is just a pack of mixed varieties that I got at Tractor Supply that I'm just gonna plant here along this retaining wall fence line. It's definitely a beautiful day to plant some stuff. Hey, good looking.
All right. Getting close.
Looks good. we are going to pick up some new farm animals. Well, farm pets. So we just picked up the 2 newest members of our family.
We got 2 new members of the farm, Pepper and Daisy.
Out here checking on the garden. The green bean row is coming up nicely. Ryan is laying out some geotechnical woven fabric that we had left over from our driveway build. He's making some slices here in order to put them in between the tomato plants. I need to get in here and prune the tomato plants and tie them up.
So when I was cutting these slits, I did not cut at the T-post, so I'll have to come back and cut each of these. So when putting down weed barrier fabric in our in-ground garden, we just have this left over from putting in the driveway. So I've cut slits, as you can see, and we're just running it the whole length of this area. So the fabric comes in a 12-foot roll, I believe. And this was about 6 foot wide, that piece I just cut. So I just went through and cut it right at 6 foot. The one weed barrier's in. Now we just got 2 more, or 3 more. We have some green beans over here. I think I'll also put the weed barrier through this area. So let's get after it. So I got most of the weed barrier down. Now I'm gonna put these logs that I cut up from a pine tree that fell down on our property on top of the weed barrier just to hold it down. We'll see how that does. If I need some more, I guess I'll go cut some more. Why weed barrier? So with a garden this size, and this is garden number 2, we're not gonna be able to keep up with all the weeds once they pick up this summer. So this will just help us keep all those weeds down, promote higher growth in the vegetables that we're growing, and overall just make our lives easier so we can do more. The sun is bright and it's hot. I'm gonna go inside, take a break. I think I'll come back out this evening when it cools off a little bit and cut some wood. All right, it's later in the evening. Cut down a little tree here that was dead. So I got a couple pieces loading up in the truck now. I have another dead one. Can't quite see it, but it's that one right there. That one's actually dead. I want to get that one down tonight, at least on the ground, so I can cut on that later. I'm gonna cut up the rest of that tree here, and then I'm gonna take down that big dead one I was talking about. Gotta move the truck a little bit here. I don't know if it'll quite reach, but it's gonna be close. All right, here's the tree. You can tell it's pretty dead. I think it's secure enough that it's not going to do anything crazy. It's, now that I'm here, it's leaning back into the woods, not towards our field. So I think that's where it's gonna fall. There you go. Got that one down. Tree fell off through there. But I got this big tree on the ground for next time I'm ready to cut up some wood. Another day in the forest. This is almost the last available space we have in this garden. We have 3 rows of corn planted on this far side here. They go on down there. We'll probably plant another 2 rows or so. So that will really eat up most of this area behind me. So then where I'm standing is the last area for sweet potatoes. I have a space kind of marked out here in the dirt to plant these sweet potatoes. So this is about 4 inches, 4 to 6 inches. So probably do something like that in the ground. Well, it's getting dark out here. Probably gonna cut the camera off because you won't be able to see anyways. But I'm gonna finish it up. I have most of the slips in the ground. Probably just have 1 more row. Then I'm gonna cover this whole area with straw and water it in really well. And that will be the night. Thanks for joining us this weekend as we just went around and did some chores. Did a whole bunch of stuff. That's the typical weekend for us. So hope you enjoyed. Bye, y'all.